It's Saturday, the day before the Great American Race. Defending Cup champion Joey Logano, my guy, you might have guessed by this shirt and hat. Anyway, I'm gonna go over to the range. So I just made that video on this Winchester the other day. I want to show you, I was going on about these stocks, but I do have a concern here. When I put this stock in the action, you can see on the barrel channel. Stop it right there. This deal with the stock I'll explain a little bit further on in the video. That's all I'll tell you for now on this. Hang on. So anyway, I'm gonna head over to the gun range and we'll take video up over there and get there.
This is Grizzly Country Outdoors.
So I'm going to start out by just mentioning how friggin' cold it's been here. This is a stretch of days here. That's February 3rd, then 10th, 16, 17, 18, 19. We've had a week straight of basically minus 30 every morning. And actually this particular day that I went shooting, it was minus 30 that morning also. That was February 15, that I'm heading over the range here. Okay, we're all set up there. We're just about. Frig, I come down here, and like a damn idiot, I get all the way over here and I forgot my earmuffs. Turn around and go back to the house, and I need a big piece of cardboard to shoot at for my initial sighting in. I forgot it. So I had to go back to the house twice. I wasted a friggin' hour. I can't wait to shoot this little baby. Okay. The Garmin C1. Oh yeah, she's go time, baby. Ha! And I didn't initiate the shooting session, so the very first shot, no velocity. I'm an idiot. Not to worry. Although, why would I be happy about that? Well, now right here I found the eye relief was a little bit too long. I had to really tuck into the stock to get a proper eye relief, so you'll see in my next session that I actually adjusted the scope. I moved it back about right back as far as it would go to get better eye relief. Perfect. .2445 feet per second. That's a 150 grain quantity. And that's going to be the end of this particular range session, February 15. And the reason was, it was so cold, trying to make adjustments to the scope, I found impossible. My fingers were just frozen. And I only had 10 rounds. And by the time I figured out where it was hitting, I didn't have enough rounds left to even get my sighted in onto paper. So I shut this down and went home. And the second part of that story, I had 4 light primer strikes, which I had to figure out the reason for that. And there's going to be more of a discussion on that coming up. You'll get that next. So at the end of my day, you can see that I have a pristine target. Just in the very top left-hand corner of that cardboard, you'll notice a little streak. That was from shards of bullet that streaked down across the cardboard, because I was hitting so high to the left, I was hitting on the metal. But it took me 10 rounds to figure that out. Anyway, that's all for February 15.
I'm gonna fire one more and then go down there and find out where my bullets are, 'cause I don't even know.
Okay, I gotta show you this. I was just over at the gun range. I've shot 10 rounds and ended up with 4 duds. The primers didn't fire. Once again, we'll stop right here because I thought the primers were the problem, but I went out on February 20, which is, you'll see that video coming up, and I had even more dud light primer strikes. 7 out of 15. So look at these primers. You can see the 3 on the left that fired properly, and then there's 7 that didn't. They had light primer strikes, and then this other one that's by itself, that was from the first session from February 15. I fished it out of my decap tray. Anyway, I phoned the business that sold me the rifle, and I'm not the only customer with the issue. They have at least 2 other customers that have the same problem with their rifles having light primer strikes. So I'm, at least customer number 3, and they're going to see what they can do with me. But in the meantime, there's not a whole hell of a lot I can do except fire and hope, pull the trigger and hope the gun shoots. And that's not really acceptable, because for the record, 25 rounds I attempted to fire, and I had 11 light primer strikes where I got no bang, nothing. That's no good, not acceptable. The other day when I was showing these stocks, I meant to show this. The factory stock it's glass bedded, eh? So you can see at your rear recoil lug, and your forward. Now that the height of this bedding here at the front recoil lug says to me that this barrel was supposed to be free floated, but it's not. Now what I wanted to also show you, see right here, there's a really distinct triangular shaped dark mark right there from the sling swivel, or from the tip of the forend just to right here. You can see a really distinct dark mark there. That's where the barrel was contacting. I don't think that's supposed to be, particularly when you see how high this forward bedding is. I think the barrel was supposed to be free floated. Now I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means the wood slowly, shifted and warped. That'd be my guess. Anyway, that's the factory stock. I took the action back out of this Bell Carlson because there was something here I wanted to show. Now, the barrel is sitting offset in the barrel channel to the left. It's not contacting at all. The barrel is fully free floated, but so right there, just forward of where my finger is, there was a little wee raised piece of fiberglass. You can see it there maybe a little better, and then here I pointed at it with my knife. And I believe that was what was shifting the barrel and the action just a little bit left. There you can see where it was removed. And after I removed it, then the barrel centers properly in the channel there in the stock. I actually took this out of here thinking maybe I would find some material here. Oh yeah, there is a little mark right there. Oh yeah. There's a little wee, okay, right here. That's what I was looking. I was looking for something that would explain why this is offset to the one side, and sure enough, there's a little bit of material right there. It's just that little burr right there. I grabbed my little buck knife and I tried to whittle it off, and what happened, there was a chip, a flake of stuff that was sitting up there. That's the material that was holding that stock. I think when I put the action back in, the stock now is going to sit there the way I want you to, you little bugger. Anyway, you can see right here, there's a little black spot now where that chip came out. So there's nothing now in the way there. Now, remains to be seen. I'm going to put the action back in and see if it now sits correctly. Well, huh. I'm not making this up. That is definitely centered now. So, maybe that little piece of material was the issue. Set for 50 inch-pounds. Okay. Oh yeah. Ha! Ha! A small success. So the one thing you got to remember when you got an external mic is to turn it on. So this particular range session here, this is February 20. Today, there's going to be no audio, no sound other than what I happen to throw in here. And I had a very good and very bad range session, and it was buggered right up, because my very first shot, I was lucky. I caught way down bottom left hand corner of my cardboard. So I had a starting point. I made one big drastic adjustment, which brought my next bullet impact up close enough. Made one more adjustment, and then I proceeded to shoot a 6-shot group. And the group, I'm pretty darn happy with. There was 5 shots, all within an inch or just under an inch. And there was one shot, which you might call a flyer. And so overall, I had a 1.5 inch 6-shot group, which I'll show you later. But the bigger concern, so on February 15, I had 4 light primer strikes. Today, I had 7, and it was just baffling. I don't really understand it, because you fire and boom, she goes, and then the next time, click, and you pull it out and the primer's barely indented. And why? The only logical thing I can think of is it being a brand new rifle. Perhaps there's a little excess oil inside the bolt affecting the firing spring. But that's not the, so I'm going to have to strip the bolt and look at it. But if that's not the case, I don't know, maybe this rifle has a crap firing spring. It's really quite baffling. Anyway, so on account of there's no audio, I'm just gonna really short circuit this. There's not much point in you watching a whole heck of a lot, except we'll just fast forward to the target. Oh, I will mention one other thing though. So right here you'll see I get tucked in here and fire, and this is a dud. Nothing happens. Click. My average velocity, this was a load of 150 grain Hornady interlocks once again. And the 8 shots that I recorded data on, I had an average velocity of 26.35 feet per second, which is perfect for what I want to do in the timber. You combine the velocity with the group that I end up with, and I'm happy with it. I can call that my hunting load. So we'll just shut this off right here, and we'll fast forward to the target. I'll show you the results at the end. There's not much point in watching any of this here. But that right there, that was back-to-back duds. There's nothing worse feeling than, you know, thinking you're gonna fire and nothing happens. Click. Whoa! She actually touched off that time. Well, holy old ball-headed. The obvious thing we got to look at right here, there is the 7 light primer strikes compared to others that fired correctly, and the question is why, and I've got to figure it out one way or the other. And last but not least, and the reason why we're here, what kind of a group did we get? That was my initial shot, by the way. That's when I first hit the cardboard. So from there I made one adjustment up and to the right, a second adjustment to there, and then I fired or made a third adjustment, and then I fired a 6-shot group, and that 6 shots is in 1.5 inches. Each of those squares is 1 inch. There's 5 basically within 1 inch, and then the 1 flyer. So I was pretty happy with it, and combined with the muzzle velocity, that muzzle velocity and that type of a group, that's a minute a deer, that's for sure. So we'll call that a day for the old range session, getting the Model 70 sighted in, and we're not done. I mean, I'll fine tune it a bit, and I'll certainly take a look at what's going on with that bolt and see what's up, and we'll get that fixed up. So over and out, folks. Thanks for watching.